Hello, ladies and gentlemen, back to Gen Adults Team Ellie alike. Welcome to another discussion video. Welcome to another Nintendo discussion video. This time, I'm going to be talking about possible ideas as to whether or not this new Smash Bros. Game is going to be a port or a new game. And you know what? I'm going to be analyzing everything from the littlest pixel all the way to the copyright date. Trust me, I'm going to be able to immediately tell you whether or not this is going to be a port or not. Oh, right. That came out. Okay, well, never mind. Guess all these hours of, looking up gibberish and complete BS and pretty much just looking up anything that's completely stupid, stupid analytics was kind of a waste of time. Can't really blame myself for thinking that I could get onto this bandwagon. I'm always late for these types of things, man. I was hoping that I'd catch on to the, hype train or analytical train, or the, beat the dead horse train. Basically just trying to get onto a train where basically we analyze or talk about something so much to death that it goes to hell and back. That's the thing I wanted to do. But I guess I missed the boat on that one. So why don't we talk about something else? Since this is technically confirmed to be a new Smash Bros. Game, unless Sakurai basically just said, lol, just kidding, I'm gonna treat it as such. Because this particular topic I want to talk about because it's gonna be something that's gonna be new and something that's gonna be, well, mentioned. And I feel as if I do want to talk about it because, oh man, I want to see how this particular aspect affects the new Smash Bros. 5 game. Now, for everyone who might know, Smash Bros. Wii U had a very large roster of characters. Some characters were clones / copies of other characters. I'm looking at you, Dr. Mario and Toon Link. Well, Dr. Mario's a little bit different, but Toon Link, I'm looking at you. Also Dark Pit, too. I'm looking at you, too. But aside from that, there are not many characters that were, well, there was a lot of characters who were just either in a similar category in which they come from the same, same series of games under either Nintendo or some other parties. But there was also some other characters who were added that were new to the series. Either kind of just repeat characters that were just new, or just characters that were just added, as new characters. Some of them sort of copies, but some of them are at least different enough to be warranted as new characters. And, well, the thing with, Smash Bros. Is that sometimes they drop characters, sometimes they keep characters and let them stay on the playing field, stay as characters, permanent characters in the roster. And you know what? I'm okay with them keeping some of these characters, but there's some characters that I really want to see stay. Well, I mean, I want to see some of these characters stay, and some characters I wouldn't mind if they dropped for this new game, because the roster in Smash Bros. Wii U was big, and at least I think it was. I think it was one of the biggest, and I'm pretty sure for this next Smash Bros. Game they might cut down the roster a bit and focus more on some other stuff, because I remember some person talking about that, to where they said the next Smash Bros. Game, the thing that they expect or kind of see them doing is cutting the roster down and making it more leaner, so that way they can introduce either more characters or do something else with it. I don't know, it's something that I think that could happen, but I'm not completely sure. So let's actually talk about what characters I want to see stay and what characters I wouldn't mind seeing go. And maybe I'm gonna throw in some characters I'd like to see added. But this is just mainly characters I want to see stay in Smash Bros. At least until 5, at least. Maybe if they stay as a permanent character in Smash Bros. Forever, that'd be pretty cool. But until, otherwise, past 5, I'm just gonna say that these are the characters I want to see stay in Smash Bros. Until 5 comes out. That's for the new Smash Bros. Game. That's basically what it is. Now, I'm gonna mention the DLC characters real quick because some of them are veteran characters, which I honestly thought was kind of BS. That they kind of charge you DLC for some of these characters that were in previous Smash Bros. Game, but whatever. My feeling towards them is a bit here and there because it's like I love them, at the same time it's kind of a cash grab thing that they kind of do this, but whatever. One thing I do want to mention real quick though is that I did not own a Wii U or buy a copy of Smash Bros. Wii U, but I did have a friend who did have it and bought a few of the DLC characters. But this is basically a list, but so keep that in mind. So I will tell you whether or not I actually played any of these characters, or if I played certain parts of the game and had these particular experiences. I'll share that with you. Just keep that in mind. But for some of the DLC characters that are from, previous veterans that I do want to see stay, I want to see Mewtwo stay. I really do. I don't care if they drop certain other Pokemon. I really just want to see him stay because I enjoyed him in Smash Bros. Melee. I remember another friend of mine, like an old friend, had Smash Bros. Melee and he unlocked Mewtwo. And I'm like, how'd you unlock him? Because I didn't have a GameCube and I just wanted to hear it so that way I could figure out how to do it if I ever owned a GameCube. And he told me how, which was kind of weird. I think it was like a certain amount of time needed to pass. I forget how exactly that works. I'm pretty sure it's a certain amount of time for how to unlock Mewtwo. At least I could be wrong. But having him there was a cool unlockable character. And I just wanted him to stay because I really like Mewtwo as a Pokemon, and also from the Pokemon movie was so cool. So, I'm okay with him staying. I do want to mention real quick, if they do drop some of the clone characters like Toon Link, Dark, Pit, and maybe a couple of other characters that are just copies of others, I'd be okay with that, but whatever. Okay, back onto the DLC characters. Lucas and Roy. I'm okay if they don't add Roy into the next Smash Bros. Because, I don't know, we kind of have a lot of Fire Emblem characters, to be perfectly honest, and if they cut some of the Fire Emblem characters down, I'd be okay with that, honestly. To be perfectly fair, some of them aren't really that too unique, at least from what I remember playing. I'm not gonna hate on them. They're just there, and that's pretty weird. But let's see. Lucas. In all honesty, Lucas plays a little bit different enough to me that it's a warranted character that's different. And it's another character from another series. That's also another thing I want to mention that sort of influences this. If there's a lot of characters from one particular series, and there could be more space for other characters, I'd definitely be okay with them cutting out some characters like the Fire Emblem characters or the Pokemon characters, and leaving in room for other people to come in, to share in the glory. Let's see. So Lucas, I think, would be a good stay for the Smash Bros. Lineup. So I think he should stay. At least that's about it. Now let's go into the newcomers real quick, because these are a few that I really want to mention, and there's somewhat of a list I can see, and I'll just go across from them and just mention them, talk about them, and really just give my personal thoughts on them and just explain how I feel about them and whether or not I wanted to see them stay or not. Okay, let's start with Rosalina and Luma. I know it's not really alphabetical. I'm seeing a list that shows them off, so you know what? They're just there. Some of them are DLC, and I'll mention that, but I won't go too deep. Rosalina and Luma. My personal feelings on Rosalina is that I think she's a bit overrated for a character, even more overrated than certain other ones, but I can understand why people like her, but I don't really like her that much. At least not enough to give her a baby form or put her in almost every other few Mario games. I'm thinking come on, you couldn't have put someone else in there, some other character that could use more character development or actual character. It's so weird. Everyone loves the hell out of Waluigi, and he has no character, and they love the hell out of Rosalina, who had a good appearance in Mario Galaxy, but didn't really do much in Mario Galaxy 2, and after that she was just loved so much that they just put her in everything, a couple other things. It's just so weird to see her, and I just don't think she deserves it too much, but whatever, I really don't care. If they drop her, that's okay to me. If they keep her, I'm gonna be like, but whatever. Bowser Jr. I don't know. Bowser Jr. as a character is kind of unique, and you know what? I kind of like the little guy. Not only because he's kind of cute, but because like he has sort of spunky attitude that I kind of like. And you know what? He was like the main and sort of main antagonist in Mario Sunshine, which wasn't like the greatest role for him since he kind of talked and everyone talked in that game and wasn't great. But you know what? He's unique enough from the Mushroom Kingdom characters that maybe we could keep him. And hey, that keeps the other Koopalings in there because it's different outfits for them. So there's that. Another Pokemon that I have to talk about, Greninja. I'm okay if they drop him because, well, he's just another Pokemon, honestly. Yeah, it's a ninja Pokemon. Maybe another ninja character can replace him, I don't know. Like, I love Pokemon. I like Greninja, but keeping him on here is a bit here and there. It's like, we really don't need another Pokemon, and at the same time, maybe another ninja character could replace him. Okay, here are the Fire Emblem characters. There are 3 in a row that I want to talk about real quick. Robin, Lucina, and Corrin. I don't know much about Corrin. I know Robin is liked because there's 2 of the kind, and in the game you could play as either or, like a female or a male, and it's a bit of a weird thing where you can play as either or and make your own destiny. So you know what? Well, I'm pretty sure from that game you could choose what you do with the character. So it's kind of nice seeing them in the game. And you can play as them, and people can choose either one, to fit their own thing. So, you know what, maybe they could keep her, both of them, or maybe they could drop her and him. Man, it's hard to talk about them. So they could drop them and just say, we're not going to use them anymore. Corrin, like I said before, I didn't really care when he was added, so and I understand maybe he might be a favorite, but I don't know. Lucina. The only reason why I'd want to see Lucina stay is because she was used in an animational short created by the same person who made the whole Pokemon Omega Ruby. It's an animational short where he took some animational cuts of Lucina doing stuff to the voice lines of Saints Row 3's female voice actress, the same one who voiced female Shepard. I'll put the voice actor's name on screen so that way you can see it. But I'm okay with them keeping Lucina because, well, she's Lucina. Just because of that particular thing, because it looks so cool, and you know what, it made me like her. So you know what, maybe they could keep her. Palutin. Okay, I cannot pronounce her name. I'll just call her Palutin. I have no idea. Okay, just this girl. I'm okay with her staying. At least she's a better and different character from Dark Pit. And you know what? I like Icarus Uprising. And while I'm like, at the same time, I feel kind of bad for ragging on Dark Pit, but yeah, I felt as if he wasn't too different. I'm pretty sure he is different from like regular Pit. But even then, I'm okay with them dropping Dark Pit and then keeping Miss P over here. Yes, she's at least different enough of a character to be unique. So I'm okay with her just staying on the roster too, so there's that. I prefer her over Dark Pit, so there's that. Oh, the Villager. I kind of feel bad for this one because it's like, I kind of want to see him stay because this is an Animal Crossing character for Animal Crossing fans. Maybe if they replaced him with like Isabella or maybe some other Animal Crossing character or added more, I'd be okay with that. But overall, I don't know. Like, I don't mind if they dropped him, but at the same time, I know why. Like, I can understand why people would say, oh, don't you dare say to drop him. Because, like, people want to see him still there because he's an Animal Crossing representative. So, there's that. So, you know what? I'm going to say I'm a bit neutral on that. Little Mac, however, I do want to see stay in Smash Bros. Because despite, being a weird character to deal with in Smash Bros. Because he doesn't have good airtime, he's still pretty good as a fun character to play with. I do want to mention that I don't really play Smash competitive at all, so there's that to keep in mind. But I had fun playing as Little Mac, and I had fun with the Wii U game of Punch Out. That was so fun. And let's be honest, I doubt that Little Mac's ever gonna get a sequel to that game, which is kind of like bad here and there. It's like, oh man, we can't be able to actually unlock him or what do you call it? Get him a second game. It's gonna be somewhat impossible. But if it does ever happen, there's a small little issue to that. If they ever do like make a Punch Out 2 from the Wii U version and made a new game, well, I doubt they're gonna have Little Mac in that story, because in the previous storyline he something happened there, and you're just gonna play the game yourself to see it. I don't want to spoil it. And he really wasn't gonna be able to be a playable character after that. Maybe a secret boss in the next game if there ever is a sequel, but I doubt that. So, you know what? Smash Bros. Is all he's got. So, I want to see him stay in Smash. I want to see Little Mac stay in Smash. Whew. Speaking of another athlete I do want to see in Smash, at least stay in it, is the Wii Fit Trainer. Yeah, that's the character I want to see stay. It's mainly because she's or he, depending on which skin you choose. Everyone refers to the female one. It's just that it's so weird of a character, and it has somewhat of a fun fighting style that I really don't mind them keeping her. Like, it's a unique idea to where they add in a character who's technically not playable, and it's just their character. It's so weird that I really do want to see her stay. Maybe if they dropped her, I'd be a little upset or a little bit sad, but I like, at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, like, I'll be okay with her, like, leaving, but at the same time, I kind of want to see her stay. But whatever. Shulk. Man. If they replace Shulk with a new character for the new Xenoblade game, I'd be okay with that, but at the same time, I understand why. This is sort of another situation where I had with the Villager, because it's like a character that's representative of a single game that's new, and unfortunately, like, it doesn't really have too much representation, so maybe they could keep Shulk. I kind of doubt it. If they dropped him, I wouldn't mind, but I know some people would be upset. So, there you go. Oh, this character, I kind of want to stay, and it's kind of a bit hard to explain why. The Duck Hunt Dog. I want to see the Duck Hunt Dog stay. And that's purely just because, I don't know, I enjoy the Duck Hunt Dog so much. I enjoy him a lot. It's purely because, like, my feelings towards him were the fact that I was able to actually play him on my friend's version of it, and it's just like, oh my god, like, he was like so annoying to fight against, but he was fun to play as. And you know what? I will admit, it's a surprise character that kind of caught me by surprise, but it fits, and it's actually pretty good. If they based the game around this dog in which he just actually chased after birds himself, that'd be pretty cool. So you know what? Having the Duck Hunt Dog would be a pretty good, like, permanent addition to Smash. That'd be interesting, and I pretty much like it. If they do remove him, I'd be a little bit sad, but whatever. Yeah, like, I don't know. It's like, I do want to see him continue on, but at the same time, I understand if they dropped him. But a character I do want to see permanently stay in Smash, or at least these two, because they're two men among men. Pac-Man and Mega Man. These two feel like they're right at home with the Smash Bros. Like, series. They just fit so well. I love the fact that they brought Mega Man to Smash Bros. I love the fact that they brought in Pac-Man. I want to see these two stay in Smash Bros. And I know, like, Mega Man has something coming out. He has an actual game coming out at some point. You know, Mega Man 11. So, you know, there's that for him. But I want to see more. I want to see more added. So, I want to see Mega Man stay in Smash Bros. Forever. Or at least somewhat to the extent like Sonic has. Because Sonic's been around since, Brawl. Since Brawl. And he's stuck around decently. And I'm pretty sure Sonic's going to stay into the next Smash Bros. Game at least. So, I want to see Mega Man stay. I want to see Pac-Man stay. I want to see both of these characters. They were fun to play as. And just, like, mess around with. I just want to see them stay. They're my favorite. They're like my favorite characters. At least like Pac-Man and Mega Man, because I've played some of their games in the PlayStation 1 era of games, and also a little bit later in the PlayStation 2 era. Oh man, I'm having nostalgia flashbacks here. But let's move on. Ryu from Street Fighter. It's like, I'm okay with them keeping a Street Fighter character because it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, if they dropped him, I wouldn't mind. He both fits and doesn't fit, and it makes some sense. And you know what? If they kept him, that'd be okay. But I can understand why they would drop him if they didn't. It's like, oh man, whether or not he's in Smash Bros or not in the next game is kind of a bit here and there. I really don't care. But I'm like, if they have a Street Fighter character representation, that'd be pretty cool. Cloud from Final Fantasy. Ooh boy. The thing with Cloud is that I really do like the character, despite some of his flaws. And the game itself that I played, Final Fantasy VII that he was in, I liked that game. I liked it. And you know what? Cloud, for whatever it's worth, despite being a swordsman, is pretty fun to play as. And it's pretty fun to see some people just dislike him somewhat, because he's another big anime sword character, basically. It was fun to see that type of stuff going around. I don't know. Yeah, I did get to play as Cloud a bit, and it was fun. So you know what? If they kept him, that'd be fine. But I understand why they would drop him. But if they add in a Final Fantasy character that's actually more associated to Nintendo, that'd be way better, honestly. Or heck, maybe if they add in a what's that other series that someone comparable? Breath of Fire, or is it Dragon's Quest? Yeah, if they add in a Dragon's Quest character, that'd be pretty cool. Another character I do want to see stay, that's also DLC, as a permanent character at least, is Bayonetta. Considering that Bayonetta 3 is coming out to the Switch only, I'd be kind of surprised if they didn't keep her as a permanent character, at least as an unlockable. So, I do want to see her stay. Not just because she's good looking, but just because, it's sort of fun to play as her, but yeah, she was kind of broken when she was out at the time. And even nowadays, she still sort of is broken. So, at least from what I heard. I don't know, I haven't played the game in a while. So, having her stay would definitely be a lot of fun. And would definitely be kind of interesting. And would make sense. So, I doubt they kind of would drop her, but at the same time, it's kind of likely. Oh, now here we go into the actual, more, somewhat odd balls here. The last ones. The Mii Fighters. Man, I don't know. My feelings toward the Mii Fighters were, it was a little fun idea at first, and you know what, when they started dressing them up, that was pretty cool. But overall, I don't know, having them around is a bit here and there, and at the same time, it's cool to have them, but at the end of the day, it's just a somewhat customizable character that you can create, and you know what, if they kept that in Smash, I'd be okay with that, but at the same time, I'm I don't know. They really won't add in, I don't know whether they're going to do anything with the whole Miiverse thing anymore. Will they have Miiverse? Will they have, some other things related to that? I don't know, I kind of doubt it. So, whether or not they kind of have Miiverse at all is kind of a bit debatable here and there. So, if they do have Miiverse, I'd be okay with that. If they didn't, I wouldn't mind. So, if they got rid of the Miis, I wouldn't care, but if they did more with the Miis and add in more Miis next time, or more customizable options, stuff like that, I'd be okay with that. So there's the whole list of characters that I want to see stay in Smash Bros. But I did say I would talk about characters that I would want to see in the next Smash Bros. Game, but I don't think I have enough time for that. So I'll do that in another video, maybe. So for now, that's the thing I just wanted to talk about. If you have a character you want to see in Smash Bros. Still stay in Smash Bros., just make sure to leave it in the comments, or, talk to me about it, I guess. I have a Discord page, so you can go and check out one of those. You could check out that. So, if you agree with any of these characters that you would like to see stay, that, should be, kept in the Smash Bros., or even, I didn't mention the veteran characters that were in Smash Bros. Just already without DLC. And I know some of them could be dropped here and there. So if you want to see some of these characters, not Captain Falcon, I'm pretty sure Lucario could be dropped, Charizard could be dropped, Rob could be dropped, maybe Wario. Marth, Ike, maybe some of the clone characters. I don't know. Dr. Mario, maybe. I don't know. Some characters I'm pretty sure they're going to drop from the veteran roster just to make room for more. But if you want to see some of them stay, make sure to put that down in the comments. But anyway, I'll see y'all next time in the next video. Until then, sign on, my bots. Take care. Bye-bye.